Hello watch fans, it's Anders here on Watch On channel. So what do you get if you spend $300 on one of the newer Seiko lines, the 5KX or the new Seiko 5 Sports? I'm going to do a full review of this watch and I'm going to tell you why it's really impressive to me what you get for $300 US when you buy one of these watches, because this is a huge positive surprise. I'm wearing the Vario Trench. This is a new World War I inspired watch which is going on Kickstarter very soon, and I'm also going to do a full review of this watch. So getting into the watch, you get it in this gray kind of faux metallic box. Inside we find the watch, and the version I bought was this very cool green version. So I really just liked the green dial, the sunburst dial, the green aluminium bezel insert, and also the detail with this kind of cream colored off-white hour markings and hands, the Lume on the hands. A really nice watch, but one of the other reasons I bought it is because I really wanted to try it on this mesh bracelet. I'm not a huge mesh bracelet guy, but one of my friends owns this watch, another version of this watch on the mesh bracelet, and he was really happy with the quality of the bracelet. During this video I'm going to show you all the details, the specifications, the Lume. I'm also going to show you how very accurate this watch actually is. So let's have a look at the reference number. We got it here. So the particular reference number is the SRPD 75K1. It has the caliber 4R36 movement, which is a day-date movement inside of this watch. Automatic movement with hand winding and hacking, which is a huge upgrade from the Seiko SKX movement back in the days. You also of course get a warranty and the manual. I'm never ever going to read any of this. So what do we get here? A very nice dive watch inspired watch, but it is not a dive watch. It is a 100-meter water resistant watch with a non-screw down crown, but you do get manual winding, and look at the second hand, hacking, so it stops moving. You get the almost exactly the same hands and as on the SKX, almost the same bezel insert, hour markings and stuff like that. A really nice applied Seiko logo at 12 o'clock, applied hour markings filled with Lume Bright from Seiko, which is really strong. Let's just have a look at the Lume right now. So this is really nice Lume. It's kind of an icy green, almost icy blue Lume, which the camera has a little bit of a problem really catching the right color, but it's very responsive, it's very nice, and as always Seiko Lume is just really great. 120 click, very easy to grip because of the coin etching. This bezel here, it looks exactly like the one on the Seiko SKX. No backplay, and it aligns, so everything aligns very nicely on this watch, as you can see. You don't get a sapphire crystal, which is a bit of a disappointment. I believe at $300 a lot of microbrands can actually supply you with a sapphire crystal, but you do get a Hardlex, which is a mineral crystal. It's the proprietary Seiko Hardlex. When we look at the case, you can see you get a high polish. You get the crown at 4 o'clock, which is a really nice Seiko Touch unsigned crown. Very big, very easy to grip. See-through case back. So here you can see this very uninspired movement. It is very accurate, which we're going to see just in a few minutes, but it's not very sexy to look at. Mineral crystal at the see-through case back here as well, but it's always nice to actually see the movement moving, and of course they don't do a lot of finishing on the movement at this price point. We get 100 meters of water resistance, which I trust because it is kind of a dive style case, but it's not a screw down crown as I said before, so you can't really rely on a lot of water resistance. But 100 meters, with this being a dive watch inspired watch without being a real dive watch but much more of a sports watch, I think is perfectly fine. You get a day-date complication, which I actually find quite useful, and I really think it's kind of a nice nod or heritage to the Seiko SKX, which is now discontinued, that you have the day-date complication at this watch. You can see you get the big syringe style hands, automatic above 6 o'clock, Seiko applied logo, and also the kind of laying down 5 spots instead of the usual 5, which I'm pretty happy about. You can also see that you get a red tip at the second hand, which is a really nice contrast to the dial. I really like the sunburst effect, and as you can see in the picture right now, in kind of dimmed light, it almost looks brown, which is really cool. So you get kind of brown, almost bluish and black colors, depending on which lighting situations you are in with this watch. But in stronger light, you actually get this beautiful green, which I really think is super cool. So it's kind of the Seiko 5KX Hawk in my opinion. Of course, also some measurements: 42.4, 42.5 millimeters in diameter, thickness of just above 13 millimeters, lug width of 22, so you can easily find a NATO strap or another bracelet or a rubber strap if you don't like this mesh, and 46 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, which is really nice because it's bigger than 42 millimeters in diameter, but it actually wears a little bit smaller because you almost get this kind of cushion case shape, which is which is really nice. Also see the rehord here. You can count the hours and the minutes, and you can also see how nicely applied the hour markings are. I really like this off color cream, which I really think is a cool look to this green dial. So it comes on this super nice mesh bracelet. It is not the thickest, but that's really nice because it doesn't get too heavy. You can see the weight of the watch here on the screen right now, so it's not super heavy. When you think about this watch, it's a pretty big sports watch with a steel bracelet. It's very comfortable on wrist, and it's very easy to adjust because you just flip this part up and then you move up and down the strap, and I got my perfect fit. I'm going to show you how the watch wears on my wrist just in a few seconds. And then you just close the watch, and you have a 2 closing mechanism. You put the hinges on here and then you close it. So it's actually a double security. It's a very small clasp, as you can see, with the Seiko name. And that's actually really nice that you don't get this big fat clasp on a mesh bracelet. I'm not, as I said, a mesh bracelet guy, but I really like the mesh bracelet on this one. And also the accuracy is really a nice thing with this watch. As you see, I get between 3 and 5 seconds minus. It's usually about 3 seconds minus. And that's really nice. It's actually within the chronometer certification specifications. So this is how the SRPD 75K1 looks on my 18 centimeter wrist in circumference. It's extremely comfortable on this mesh bracelet. It is a kind of a thick watch, and it is of course a sports watch, not a dive watch. But it really wears so nicely, and it's kind of the perfect sports watch, everyday sports watch, beater sports watch in my opinion. But I do think it's a bit of a letdown that you don't get the sapphire crystal. I definitely think that Seiko should upgrade the sapphire crystal. I also think they should do a screw down crown. I don't need any more than 100 meters of water resistance, it's perfectly fine. But just give me the security that you actually supply the watch with a screw down crown. On the other hand, it's very easy to adjust. It's very easy on the fly just to pull out the crown and set the time and the date. I hope you enjoyed this review of this Seiko 5 Sports. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's a big help. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of the overall quality you get for approximately $300? And what other watches around this same price point would you recommend if you don't want this one, but you want a sports style or a dive style watch, which is automatic? Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to share this video on the forums on Facebook and with friends. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.